Hello. Welcome to the Halloween. Matthew Broderick once ran over an Irish family, and everyone knows this spooktacular podcast.
Yeah,
I
we
have
know.
returned from the graves again to my slumber. Sorry I was gone for so long. CatBit actually stabbed me with a stake. CatBit.
Like a T-bone steak or something?
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
that
because
was
you see, what happened was that I was like, my tummy's feeling hungry, and I was like, excuse me, CatBit baby, can I have some T-bone steak? He's like, okay, and he threw it in my freaking heart. I turned to ashes. Thankfully, CatBit lent me some of his blood, so I'm good.
Yeah, that was a complete accident.
Wow, you sound shady. He said, yeah, that sounds like a complete accident. You miss motherfucker.
He's the villain of a Hammer film. I love it.
Anyway, I'm CatBit. Who are you guys?
Bitch, you know who we are.
Well, what if we don't know that? Like, this is the first
Comfy Couch crew.
If this was someone's first podcast, they'd be like, you picked a really bad number.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm CatBit. There's Random. There's Austin, Shane, and Grayson's back.
Hello.
Yay!
So, what are you guys for Halloween this year?
I'm Krusty the Clown because I was trying to think of costumes for my character to dress up in. I'm like, I don't really know what the hell to dress up in. But then I just thought as like a joke, just like, I'll just dress up as Krusty. Because he was my favorite Simpsons character.
Cool.
And there we go. Also, if you look real closely, he's eating some Twix. Because that's my favorite Halloween treat. What's your favorite Halloween treat?
The Reese's Cups.
Oh, the ones that shape like bats and pumpkins?
No, I just get the regular ones. Those are my favorite.
That's fair. My mom, she loves getting the Halloween Reese's because Reese's is her favorite chocolate.
My favorite Halloween candy that I love to splurge on is whenever we get like
splurge on.
What?
I'm saying my favorite Halloween candy I love to eat each year is whenever I have that one chance to get a full size Butterfinger.
Oh hell yeah!
My favorite part about Butterfingers is when I get really drunk and I just eat a bunch of Butterfingers and drunk text CatBit late at night.
Oh my god, I love it. Okay, so you want to explain that?
I'd let you lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Fucking excellent.
Yeah, Random, can you explain why you randomly messaged me in the middle of midnight over Simpsons quotes and talking about Butterfingers?
Okay, whenever I get drunk.
Like Butterfinger bites, they're my favorite.
Oh yeah, those are good. So whenever I get drunk, I just my go-to snack is Butterfingers, and for some reason I talk about nothing but The Simpsons. And I just eat a whole bunch of Butterfingers while drunk, and I just message CatBit about Butterfingers and everything in The Simpsons.
Halloween tradition.
My favorite Halloween tradition is what Random texts me in the middle of the night while he's drunk. I'm kidding.
You never do that for me.
No, but my actual favorite Halloween tradition is I would just watch horror movies or Halloween themed movies or
translation. Watch Scary Godmother 1 and 2 on repeat.
You got a problem with that?
Screw Scary Godmother. I'm so tired of that movie. I love especially the second one. I find the first one super boring because I've seen it so many times at this point, but I just can't do the yearly commitment to watch Scary Godmother anymore.
The wolf reminds me of a certain person Randy and I have to deal with.
Since we brought up Scary Godmother, I wanted to ask you guys this question because it's something that's I've been noticing for a couple years now.
My ass?
No.
Am I the only one who noticed the lack of Halloween specials and movies that are being aired on TV nowadays?
I've noticed this for the last 5 years.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because back then there were lots of cool Halloween stuff, and whenever there was cartoons, they always had a Halloween episode, but now it's kind of just uncommon, It sucks.
Yeah.
Because we have
it's mostly that way because people can get things through streaming a lot better, and things are being more catered towards everyone, meaning not everybody celebrates Halloween, not everybody, believes in the autumn time, so they're just trying to downplay it. And, it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, it is something we miss because it was something we all liked, we all grew up with it. But I think it's just, things are changing, and sadly, we're all old, sad men.
I know the biggest thing that kind of brought that kind of helped bring forth that theory, and I remember I talked to Nessie about this. So recently, there's been Wild Brain announced that they're not this year and for the rest of the time, the Peanuts Halloween and all their specials will no longer air on basic TV.
Oh, you know what I have to say to that?
What?
Get the DVD version, you broke ass bitch.
Well, that would be just nice.
Yeah. I remember when you guys were discussing that in my server, and I'm just here I didn't really watch it on TV. I always just watch it on DVD because I kind of hate watching Halloween specials on TV because I always notice this, but they always mess with the pacing, and they cut a lot of scenes in the films, and also I hate watching the ads. I hate it's not that annoying, but I'm just saying to myself, I have this movie on DVD. Why can't I just watch it here? Because I was watching Beetlejuice on the Sci-Fi Channel, and with my family for a few days because we were just doing something. I just realized myself. Actually, no, my mom said, "Hey, Shay, why are you watching this on TV? Don't you have it on DVD?" I was like, "Oh yeah, what the hell am I doing watching this on TV?"
Dude, I think the perfect example of that, honestly, is, and it fits perfectly with the season, it's John Carpenter's Halloween, because, that movie builds suspense so well, and just plopping commercials in at every, 10-minute interval just ruins the pace of that movie completely.
It does.
It does, and also, it's generally annoying.
I know one of the biggest examples of, how TV does that kind of pacing and editing thing was, I remember I was watching Beetlejuice for the first time a few years back, and it got to the scene where where Beetlejuice goes to the couple and he's just like, "Hey, nice fucking model."
Oh yeah,
nice fucking model.
And I remember I was watching it with my mom that day, and she just randomly goes "Why didn't Beetlejuice say the F word?"
Oh
wow,
completely ruins everything about the movie. He doesn't say fuck.
The one time your mom was cool, not a cold-hearted bitch.
I know that's.
I got that movie from Blockbuster the first time, so I heard it uncensored, and I was like, "What the hell? This is a PG movie."
Yeah, it's so funny because it's really weird seeing movies like that R-rated, cut on TV, and once you actually watch it, the actual version, you're like, "Oh, I didn't see that when I was a kid. What the hell?"
Yeah, it's and how the hell did this have a Y7?
Yeah, exactly.
Kid show on Saturday mornings.
Because back in the 80s, they didn't give a fuck.
Yes.
Good old days.
Yeah, and that goes back to what I was saying, that things are changing, is because nowadays a lot of parents groups, a lot of focus group people are now involved in the making of cartoons. So that's why I see a lot of cartoon Halloween specials go to DVD or go to streaming. They don't go to major networks.
That kind of fucking sucks.
Well, it happens, and I'm one of those people that kind of think it's for the good thing because it's best to unite people than to divide them. And having holiday stuff divides them.
Well, it's just also the thing is, so much easier with streaming in general and not having to rely on the schedule of TV networks to provide you with entertainment and just being able to watch shit whenever you want to watch shit.
It's mostly the convenience part that is there, but it's you don't see Billy and Mandy's Halloween special have their own category. You don't see any of that.
Yeah, I kind of wish that maybe Cartoon Network shows with more fairness, more better schedules, It's I get that, oh, they don't want to watch a 10-year-old show. It's yeah, they do.
They do. That's why they steal their parents' Netflix passwords to watch it.
I remember they still played the Billy and Mandy Christmas episode and Ed, Ed and Eddie Jingle, Jingle, Jangle for a really long time.
Until Karen saw it and was like, not on my watch.
No, it was just Cartoon Network being like, no one actually likes these shows. Yes,
Yeah,
we
well,
do, bitch.
I don't know. They just assume that the people. I feel like it's more kids that are watching the app and more like weird old men like us who are actually like watching it as it airs on television.
Not me. I buy my cartoon seasons on Amazon.
Good for you and your father.
You know, it was like the one thing that kind of made me realize that this was gonna be made me realize this issue
What?
was like when Cartoon Network, like the first time they didn't air Scary Godmother that one year.
Oh, I was just about to bring that up. I was like, I think Cartoon Network Halloween got downhill when they stopped airing Scary Godmother. Just saying.
Oh yeah, dude, I noticed that, and I told my brother about it. And him and a bunch of kids from his school, like they gathered around a little computer monitor and watched it in the school library that year.
Wow.
Apparently, as well, because I hear a lot of Warner executives are getting laid off, like a lot of people at Warner. So that might be one of the reasons why we're not getting a lot of themed content as well.
Oh, and we're also not getting a lot of respect content that isn't brand spanking new, which I think is which I think is like a related problem. Because as you said, shows nowadays aren't really doing Halloween specials as much. That's more of a thing that older shows did, and since those older shows aren't really being paid attention to, it's kind of a symptom of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, let's be honest, holidays are becoming cliche and passé, especially when parents are hipsters now.
Well,
Said
yeah,
the
I mean,
hipster.
I guess but like, I don't know. I live in the Midwest where a lot of parents aren't really like that at all. It's still very much the same sort of stuff I grew up with. It's weird in a region like mine to observe that kind of thing. That's something that we see like on social media, but we don't really see in like human beings every day.
Well, I'm talking more like people in random position in big cities like, LA and so on, or Canada.
Yeah, people that are in the industry that make these kinds of decisions. I know, I understand.
No, I think he's talking
It's
about
just
like
not-
big city areas. New York City, we're all prepared for like Halloween. We're all prepared for like Christmas. Whenever those times come around, like the area changes.
I know this year in particular, like Canada, like the Canadian government, like they essentially put a law that like no one's allowed to go trick or treating this year on Halloween, just so that nobody gets sick this year.
It's probably safe. I think it's a good idea.
Also
that's definitely for the greater good because we are still in the middle of a friggin' global pandemic.
Besides, I don't really like there where I am. It's kind of impossible to trick or treat, and also I just kind of genuinely don't trust the concept of trick or treating. I mean, I've gone there before in different neighborhoods as a kid, but I don't really want to do it in my own neighborhood.
I'm depressed that trick or treating is dead. Yes, I'm a grown man. Yes, I've never trick or treated outside the age 12. But that's special for other people. There are kids who have good memories of trick or treating. They either get the giant sized candy bar or they bust the creep who was selling razor blade candy bars and they get a bigger candy bar from a cop. You know what I mean? There are good memories on Halloween, whether they be scary, fun, or just plain embarrassing, like if your parents got divorced over a campfire. At least you had a chocolate bar to help you get through that. And guess what? People like going out in costumes.
Yes, please.
So I remember for 4 years straight, I had this thing where like I would just stay home and watch horror movies or like Halloween movies, and like I was living in this area at the time that barely got any trick or treaters, and like the times that we did get them, like I always have like these fucking obnoxious high schoolers just banging on the door, just screaming, "Give us some candy or we're gonna egg your damn house!" And like I just
holy fuck.
Well, that's what happens when you fuck up.
Well, if you were in Texas, Kappa, you could have blown them bitches with a shotgun. Or have a big old giant fence.
Like I remember when I was like hearing like somebody throwing rocks at the window, and like thankfully I opened the blinds before one of the kids threw like a fucking tree stump against the window.
A tree
Oh my
stump?
god.
How the fuck do you throw a tree stump against the window?
This is like some sort of weird Simpsons bit.
No,
Like-
I'm not
like-
kidding. Like,
Wait, was it like one of those like thin ass trees that's on like that's kind of on like the boulevard?
no, it's like someone chopped down a tree stump. Like it was left on the ground. And like one of these kids just like grab it and like one of them was prepared to throw it at the window and I didn't want to get yelled at by my folks that night. So I just essentially gave them what we had in the refrigerator that night.
It sounds like a Simpsons joke. Like Homer is trying to not do trick or treating, and those boys like, "Give us some candy or throw his tree some at you, old man." Okay. And they do it anyway.
No, isn't that in season 1 of F for Family where he gives them like their pasta?
Yeah, he just goes like,
Yeah.
yeah, he just goes like,
Melts all the
Arrivederci from the Francos. You
Thought
melted
of-
my candy.
I saw this joke from Big Bang Theory that my parents watched where Howard was bragging about him being in space, and he didn't realize he was bragging. But then at the end, because it was during Halloween, and Rod showed Howard this video of, Buzz Aldrin, the guy who went to space.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing trick or treat with the kids. And he's like, "Here, have a moon pie. I went to the moon, and here, have a Mars bars. A Mars bar is a planet in space." He's like, "Okay, now I get it."
Astronauts, get it?
No, that was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Funny Big Bangy show.
Funny Big Bang Theory. Haha, funny.
I still remember like this one time like we went camping in Florida and like there was like this old couple and like they had like this convenience store in this campground that allowed you to watch TV. And like this old couple was going like, "I want to watch the Big Bang Theory. I want to see what kind of wacky shenanigans that Sheldon Cooper guy gets up to this week."
Don't make fun of my parents, CatBit.
I'm not making fun of your kid. I'm not making fun of your
I actually told a friend that I consider Big Bang Theory geek blackface, and he just stared at me for a good 2 minutes.
Trench, are you Doug Walker?
My poor-
You sound like Marge Simpson getting her balls yanked out.
What about me, you son of a bitch?
Oh God.
No,
And
no channel,
Lightbringer.
no Channel Awesome reunion. That ain't gonna happen ever because no one and Channel Awesome likes Doug.
Even
So,
I
yeah.
don't, and I'm the light bringer.
You ever notice that Linkara sounds like Plankton from SpongeBob?
What do you think are the best horror movies? Because like I have like a huge collection of horror movies on VHS, and I watch them all year round. So like watching them on Halloween is like meaningless to me, which is kind of sad.
It's kind of like when you watch. It's kind of like me when I watch Night Before Christmas. Where it's like, do I watch it on Christmas? Do I watch it on Halloween? I don't really care. I'll watch whenever the hell I want. I just do it anyway.
Yeah, with the exception of like Christmas stuff, I'm not really picky about seasonal viewing. Like I watch horror movies all year round because I love them genuinely.
So do I.
But yeah, Halloween specific horror movies, like especially like Trick or Treat or Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, where it's very much about the season.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween,
Halloween.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Silver Shamrock.
You know when you mention that movie, you gotta sing a jingle.
The synth score at the beginning. That's so creepy.
Well,
Oh, yeah, that
it's
was
John
really
Carpenter, of
cool.
course.
Season of the Witch is one of the best Halloween horror movies. It's better than some. No offense to people who love Michael Myers and all that stuff. Like, it's just a guy with a kitchen knife. That's it.
You're a
that's
guy
it.
with a kitchen knife.
It's better than, I'd say, any of the actual sequels to Halloween.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know.
actually,
Season of the
Halloween
Witch is the best standalone Halloween movie because it is something so fucking weird. Like killer masks. Are you kidding me? But it's executed so friggin' well because the whole reason they're doing it is for a ritual
the
and for a
best
joke.
standalone movie in the series. I think that's maybe one of the greatest like suspense movies ever made. It's like up there with like Hitchcock's Rear Window for me. I don't know.
Do you want to know how it was originally supposed to end? Okay, it was going to end where we see dead kids in the streets and their heads are basically just imploded. Then all of a sudden, monster hands like spring up from what's left of the heads.
What?
And the main hero failed to save his children, and they're dead too, and the mom's dead as well. It's just like, and he's just like sitting there.
I thought you meant the first one.
Well, that happened at Halloween. That would still be the most fucked up ending ever.
This is like some Little Shops of Horrors crap. It's like, dang, son.
Yeah,
I still like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers ending where he's like, you're next, or he's like, they failed.
Stop.
Oh, is that the one where they do that stupid irritating pointing crap and they all like scream and hurt my ears?
That's a great movie, though. I love the 70s Body Snatchers.
I only seen Cinemassacre.
That was back when days where people looked like shit for a reason in movies, where every person in the 70s, 80s films, like, I'm not trying to be a nostalgic hipster, but people look like that. Normal people look like that. They're not people glisten with sweat like a Michael Bay movie. That's what happens when you let dummies make movies.
Austin, I hate to say this, but if you claim that you're not a nostalgic hipster, you kind of are a nostalgic hipster.
Yeah,
it's like when CatBit says he's not a furry, but he says, but...
Dude, I am a furry. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You came out a while back. This is why you should have killed me, Cap, because I forget certain things.
Dude, I can't blame you. Tana Bandicoot, I mean, come on.
I know that some people don't consider this because like I remember like this one person on Twitter said that this doesn't count as a Halloween movie, but I really love Monster House.
Monster House is amazing. I love that movie.
What the hell
We just saw it last night.
Hold up. It counts as a Halloween. There's literally trick-or-treaters at the end of the film.
It takes place on Halloween!
1983.
Who the heck's... Okay, Cap, but who's the man who said Monster House does not count as a Halloween movie?
I don't remember, but like he did drew like these really ugly looking Garfield ass motherfuckers.
Listen, Garfield ass motherfucker is 2.1. You're a
Wait,
bitch.
you mean Heathcliff? Was this the creator of Heathcliff?
Heathcliff is the best Garfield ever.
I really love Monster. It's a really good horror comedy, in my opinion.
I used to watch it a lot, and like, I think the motion capture in that film works because I'm pretty sure, because it's written by Rob Straub and Dan Harmon, I'm pretty sure they made the motion capture look goofy on purpose because it's amazing.
I think they were mostly in charge of the writing, not like the motion capture.
Yeah, but I want to think the other way around because like the motion capture is hilarious. I think that's the one time I ever love a mocap movie. Because, and also, like, the art direction in that film, it's not, like, ugly realistic. It's like, oh, it's cartoony. It actually looks nice.
Yeah, that's the thing that made it work, because they didn't make them look, like, semi-realistic.
Yeah.
Like the Polar Express.
I know that, like, with Monster House, like, it has some really quotable, like, it was a really funny movie. I had a lot of fun watching it, and I hope to see it again this week with Smurf on his server, which, funny enough, which actually was the first time I actually got introduced to Scary Godmother this year.
No,
you never watched Scary Godmother when you were a child?
I never had Cartoon Network as a kid.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You poor, miserable son of a bitch.
Dude, Mr. Nevercracker actually scared me as a kid. Like,
oh, yeah, like that series, like, you want to be eaten alive? No, get out of here! And then that series grabs you, like, you want to be a dead man? No, I love life!
I love life.
Get away from her!
Dude, the scene where like they find the house's uvula and it's the lamp, and he goes, "Oh, so it's a girl."
Dude, my favorite Chowder scene was that one scene where they're having the water gun and the girl gets the big. He's like, "But I wanted that." Yay! And then that scene where he's like, "Okay, I love you, garbage bag man." Like he's trying to put. Because you know they're trying to put the monster house to sleep.
Yeah.
They have all those, like, what's that stuff called?
Cold
like
medicine.
Sleeping juice. Yeah, cold medicine. And the cop and the one guy who I'm pretty sure is trying to be a Chris Rock wannabe.
I think he was voiced by Chris Rock.
No, I don't think so.
No, because...
Chris
I think I don't know, but he was trying to sound like Chris Rock, and it's very obvious. But I love that guy. Let's see, he's like, "I will shoot you." Like, I love how he just says that to a kid.
The weirdest thing that I learned from Monster House, and this was something that I learned this week, that Kevin James was actually played one of the cops in that movie.
Pre-Paul Blart.
Also, speaking of Kevin, that guy, I watched Adam Sandler's Hubie Halloween. I liked it.
Was it good?
It was actually, yeah, it was pretty funny. It's got Steve Buscemi as a werewolf.
Isn't there just like a hot chick who's just attracted to Adam Sandler, who's like a weird, like, virgin who's never moved out from his mom's house, and she just is in love with him for no reason?
You're just jealous because you can't get any action like Hubie, little bitch.
I never understood that. How does, like, in Adam Sandler movies, all these, like, hot chicks are attracted to him? I don't fucking get it.
It makes sense in the earlier ones because he's actually, like, funny and, like, a charming guy in at least some of them. But, like, when you get to, like, you know, like, fucking Little Nicky or Pixels or whatever, it's just, like, and I like...
Or even grown-ups.
For the record.
No, I just realized that. Oh yeah, they always do that whole thing where it's like some chick who's
Selma Hayek in that movie, and Selma Hayek's beautiful.
I feel like the thing is, it's like with Adam Sandler, is like he's trying to like he's just like trying to like relive his youth or something, but like in the process, like it kind of comes off a little creepy or like the same. I haven't seen as many Adam Sandler movies as my folks have, but like true to like it has the same plot where like Adam Sandler's trying to win the heart of a girl, right?
Not really. I mean, I think it's like they just come there coincidentally. Like in Happy Gilmore, like he's not really trying to win the hearts for a girl. He's just playing golf for his grandma, and then
I'm not talking about Happy Gilmore. I'm talking about like his the movies after Happy Gilmore.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really seen his newer stuff. Yeah, Hubie Halloween was a good movie, but like people said they didn't like it because Adam Sandler's character has this weird voice and people thought it was annoying, but I kind of got used to it. It wasn't that bad. I say just like, just keep watching and hopefully it'll grow on you. It's not really that bad. I've heard worse.
I know that an Adam Sandler movie that I like watching every October is the Hotel Transylvania series.
Oh yeah, my parents and I like to watch the trilogies whenever we have the time. Wish we can have it on DVD.
I know this technically doesn't count as one, but like El Super Beasto is one of my favorite movies I enjoy binge watching every October.
El Super Beasto is like I love that movie so much.
Right to jerk off.
The Japanese do it every day.
Do you think
masturbation's good for your prostate?
Do you think Twitter artists, the bad ones, secretly sing that song in their head? Like, yeah.
I don't think Twitter artists even know what El Super Beasto is.
Something
dude, if they got their hands on that movie, it would be like Twitter would be so oversaturated with art of Sherry Moon's character,
or the robot, because the robot was the best character, or the gorilla.
Oh, the gorilla was the best character in the whole movie.
Oh, boo-hoo, you know what's real sad? Your thumb all up in my ass. My thumb is not up in your ass, miss.
The gorilla was fucking hilarious.
I love where like they just randomly turn into like a fucking Schoolhouse Rock music video when they're just trying to explain Dr. Satan's plans.
Getting all the sudsy powers of hell.
Now, attention now, cause it's some serious shit. Do-do-do-do-do. Find a woman with the devil's mark on her backside. In the book of Revelations, book of number 666.
What is another scene that I really love from that movie? The Adolf Hitler scene.
Oh yeah, there's that scene where Rob Paulson's character's like, "Oh my Fuhrer, what's that in your bomb?"
Ooh, with a nice breath mint.
My favorite scene was that scene where he's like, if there's two things that scare me, it's my Uncle Carl and his thong, and rats. Bill Sonic, I got worse news and I got worse news. Hey, Miso, Uncle Carl, Jesus Sacrest, what's the worst news? Hey, check this out.
Oh, yeah.
remember, this is the scene that always makes me burst out into laughter whenever we rewatch the movie. The fucking scene that was parodying Carrie.
You just ripped off Carrie. Why did you rip off Carrie?
God, Super Beasto is such a great movie.
I love it so much.
What is it? I wish Rob Zombie did more comedy than horror because he's more good at comedy than in horror.
I think mostly it was written by like Tom Papa, the guy who played El Super Beasto. He mostly written like the movie.
Directed by a guy who did like a lot of like SpongeBob episodes and stuff.
Oh yeah, like it was done by like Mr. Lawrence actually.
It was Mr. Lawrence?
Yeah.
Like he legit helped out in the script.
Oh yeah, he was very involved in it. You have also Lynn Naylor and Chris Riccardi,
Cool.
who are amazing.
Also, speaking of Rob Zombie, I recently watched his films and I didn't like any of them.
Which ones did you watch?
You didn't even like House of a Thousand Corpses?
I tried, and that's kind of stuff's not for me, honestly. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I can't stand Rob Zombie's movies. Like, I know I sound like a hypocrite because I love movies with profanity and everything, but it's like every 5 seconds, be like, okay, mention pussy and fuck. It's like, okay, Rob.
Those movies, I liked them at first, but they got way, way too messed up for me, and that made me really uncomfortable. Especially, there's a lot of cringy scenes in those films. Like, really, the only thing I liked in those films was Captain Spaulding at the sequel with his brother. Like, those are the only scenes I like. Like where he's like, no reason to stand around like stole food groceries in a fuck farm. Or the chicken scene. We all know that scene.
Yeah.
Captain Spaulding like made those movies.
He did.
Dude, man, Sid Haig was great in a lot of stuff. If you've ever seen Galaxy of Terror, which is like, people call it a Roger Corman alien knockoff, which
I don't see it.
is. Like, his character is almost entirely silent.
Because then you say like, oh, this script sucks. That's why he didn't talk in the film.
There's actually debating accounts on that, or like conflicting things. Some people say he did it because he didn't think the character would speak, and other people say he just didn't like the script.
Me and Grayson have talking about this on many occasions about like Rob's films because like I always thought like House of a Thousand Corpses and like Devil's Rejects, those movies are I think genuinely like good, but they're like a required taste, and like it's only for people who are fans of like horror movies and Rob himself. I will always say this about his films, even though I like them. I think he can't write a script to save his life.
He can write individual scenes, but he can't write a movie that like flows together well.
He can't.
He can out.
That's why I feel like he should just do comedy, honestly.
He's not a comedy man, that's the thing.
Well, I find some of his stuff, like when it's just humorous and not actually like horror-based funny, like that Robin scene at the beginning of House of a Thousand Corpses. Like that scene was, I still watch that scene over and over again.
That's the perfect introduction to the character.
But like his Halloween remakes, I don't watch those at all. I think they're actually terrible movies. Like I can't like watch the beginning of the Halloween remake because I hate the breakfast scene so much. It's so obnoxious and it's the most dysfunctional 5 minutes you'll ever sit through.
It's the reason why Michael Myers is scary in the original Halloween is because he doesn't have a motivation. He is an absolute force of nature that just wants to kill. I don't know. That's why he works so well as a villain.
Yeah, that's why I love like the original Halloween, because like Michael Myers had no motive. He had like no reason to like kill. He just did it because like it's just what he can do. It's just what he does.
Yeah,
and that's what's scary about it.
I remember this John Carpenter interview because, like, didn't you say random that him and Rob Zombie are good friends even after the Halloween remake?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I remember this interview that someone said where it's like, hey, John, what's your thoughts on Rob Zombie's Halloween? And he's like, well, you see, it was okay, but it was kind of weird to see, like, the backstory of Michael Myers. And, like, it's one of those things where it's better not to really see his backstory. It's just better you just wonder, like, who is this character? You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's
like, right. I think the first one was just good enough to say, like, listen, this is just a very evil child that ran away from a mental institute. He's a killer. That's all you need to know. And he's evil.
Mm-hmm. And
like that's just all you need to know.
Yeah, and the thing is that there's a thing about like being a killer. There's either nature or nurture, And Michael Myers was nature, like he was born to be a killer, while like the Rob Zombie one, he was kind of like nurtured to be like. It just takes a whole different approach, and I think it did work.
I don't know what it is, but the way they depict Michael Myers in that movie, I don't never expect him to be like this blonde-headed kid with this long hair. Like I never really picture him with long hair.
Well, I don't imagine that it would be constantly shaved because like he's in a mental institution, mandatory haircuts.
Yeah,
but
so like
why?
why?
Rob Zombie's movie looks like a fucking hippie. To quote Stitch Together Productions, "Yeah, get a fucking haircut."
No, it's more like every character in his movies always somehow looks like Rob Zombie.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Every
Hold on, be
character
right back
is
for a
a
second.
reflection with him to some degree, and it's just like it feels lazy. Like he can't get inside the head of any character that isn't like a messed up carny with dreadlocks. I feel like Rob Zombie is a really lazy writer when it comes to creating individual characters because like he can't get inside the head of anyone that isn't like a messed up carny with dreadlocks. You know? Look at a Tarantino movie, all those characters are very different and distinct and they represent actual ideas. They're not just Quentin Tarantino self-inserts.
I think that's best if Rob Zombie has at least someone to help him out with the script. Be like, listen, don't do this, or take some writing advices on this. I feel like he has potential, but he just needs actual help.
He's good at writing song lyrics. I think he's got really awesome song lyrics. I think he should just stick to music, honestly.
Yeah, he's definitely carved out his niche in terms of entertainment that is very centric on a certain few themes. I feel like he doesn't need to follow the same formula that he does, and I feel like he puts himself in a box much as an artist. You hear him talk about different movie ideas that he has that aren't horror, like he wants to make a hockey movie that like sounds really kind of cool, but then he talks about like feeling trapped as an artist and like he has to sort of do an imitation of himself constantly.
Yeah, and I feel it's like there's a way to get out of it. Like you can't be forcing yourself because you end up regretting it. There's nothing wrong with trying new things. Take a look at getting Tartakovsky. That's like the best example, honestly.
Like you can definitely tell like it's his style, but he does something a little different.
Each time, like whenever I see his stuff, I'm always just surprised. I'm like, well, these are all by the same guy. It's so cool.
Oh, and I never got to talk about like my favorite horror movies. Like some of my favorites have always been like movies like House of Wax, American Werewolf in London, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Fright Night. Those are one of my favorites, along with like Sam Raimi's like Evil Dead.
I need to see those films.
I love those films.
Here's what you need to know about me. I'm a wuss, and I can't handle that stuff, but I wanted to push myself into. So that's why I watched Rob Zombie's films, but I didn't like them. And then I watched... Actually, my first horror movie was actually the original Dracula.
The 30s one? With Lugosi? Great.
I love that movie. I think he made that movie, honestly. If it wasn't for him, that film would have sucked, honestly.
I love, like, Don Carpenter's The Thing. That one's a huge, like, favorite of mine. I love, obviously, Michael Myers in, like, the original John Carpenter's Halloween. I love Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I'm a big fan of also House on Haunted Hill. London After Midnight. Yeah, with Vincent Price.
That's a great movie. I love the scene where Vincent Price and his wife are just like casually discussing all the times they tried to murder each other. Just like the dark humor in that movie is amazing.
Does Addams Family technically count as a whole on the same league as like Halloween movies?
I mean, it might as well.
Sometimes, but like I can understand why people watch it around like Halloween because like of like their nature and stuff. But like I love watching Addams Family all year round.
Dude, I have to watch Addams Family Values at least once every fall.
Honestly, I like Addams Family Values more.
Addams Family Values,
the first one, yeah.
Addams Family Values is one of my favorite October movies to watch each year.
Christopher Lloyd made those films. Honestly, I love Miss Fester.
Yeah, him as Fester.
Christopher Lloyd and Angelica Houston and what's his name?
The guy who played Gomez.
Yeah, Gomez, who played M. Bison and was really great.
May rest.
The
May he
scene
rest
in the
in
first
peace.
end where Gomez and Morticia dance is just like that's my favorite scene in the movie.
It's so nice, right? Oh, Grayson, I just realized something. Do you know what else is like a good like horror movie for the Halloween season?
What?
Pumpkinhead.
Dude, I love Pumpkinhead, but it's more of like I watch that every like summer. I don't know why. I just discovered it. Like when I was first really getting into horror movies, and that was the summer when I was like 12. So it was like that and like Jason Lives,
Oh yeah, I love Jason Lives too.
and Return of the Living Dead.
Nice.
I also liked the sequel as a kid, but it doesn't hold up.
You know something funny? I was on vacation recently, and I went to a monster movie museum where they had like wax, like wax figures of like horror icons, and they had one in Pumpkinhead near the end, and like he had like his bulge and everything,
Oh my god.
and
Awesome.
Acedia was like looking at something else, and then she turns around and she sees me just like face first in his bulge.
Wow.
She's just wondering like, oh, I see how it is.
No, she thought it was funny.
Pumpkinhead.
I wish you could take pictures in there. We weren't allowed to take any pictures at all.
I looked up Pumpkinhead wax figure, and the first 3 results are all Donald Trump.
Next.
Since this is technically considered a topic regarding Halloween, what are your thoughts on SCPs and like what's your personal favorite per se?
I don't really care about the games.
CPs are
SCP.
basically me at 2 a.m. looking for beans.
They're just like those like creepy image dudes.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
They're just like creatures like in a like facility that you study.
Yeah.
Is the rake one of those? I remember thinking the rake
They,
was really creepy
yeah,
when I was
yeah. The
younger.
rake, the rake is considered one.
Basically, whatever is scary, like if you make a toaster and give it a creepy backstory, that's an SCP.
Yeah, that's basically.
They all
the
kind of,
Or a
No,
room
dude.
literally made out of flesh.
they all kind of suck, honestly.
Dude,
I mean-
I remember thinking Jeff the Killer was like actually the most terrifying thing ever, and there was one time where I stayed up till like 2 a.m. because I didn't want to have a nightmare about Jeff the Killer.
What?
You need
Yeah,
to,
I stayed up
Grayson.
way past my bedtime watching Rocket Power reruns.
God
Like,
damn.
I want Jeff the Killer to get me in my dreams.
Okay, Grayson, no offense, but you kind of deserve to get bullied for that.
Yeah, no, my brother bullied me hard for that for a couple years.
That's a good thing. He was trying to teach you how to
Yeah.
be a man, not a pussy.
This one is considered a joke one, but like one of my personal favorites is like this. There's this one story about like a fucking Garfield mascot costume that just stalks you and force feeds you lasagna.
Yes, I know that one.
And if he doesn't catch you, he goes to Jim Davis's house and bullies him.
It's like, John, I
Any of those
require
scary
your mom.
Garfield images are
Oh,
always
yeah,
like
Garfield.
genuinely, yeah, they're always genuinely scary to me, kinda. Like they're
Garfield
funny, but
creep
they're
me
also
out.
terrifying.
They used to creep me out, but now I'm kind of bored of that stuff.
Garfield is, I don't know why, but like Garfield in general is just it's like so stupid, but yet so funny to me at the same time.
Hey, Lumpy Touch, do other stuff besides Garfield. You regret doing it.
What the fuck is that?
What was what?
That noise.
What?
It's
Why
That
can't
was
you
me going into your house, random.
Why can't you just mute yourself?
I was just joking. If you want me gone, then kick me.
What the heck?
Aw.
It's like, I hear all these grocery bags. I don't want to hear grocery bags. Grocery bags scare me. You don't have a phobia of grocery bags.
God damn it.
I don't know why. I just remember this Donald Duck picture where he's about to shoot a baby penguin. I remember because like the penguin, like Donald has like those realistic shotguns. He's aiming at the penguin. The penguin's just like a dog. It was funny.
I know that kind of reminded me of like this one Mickey Mouse short where like Donald's trying to like get out of this play that Mickey forced him to do like talents on, and like he even like pulls out a gun at Donald when he tries to leave.
Not so, Donald. Oh, get the fuck out!
Oh man.
He's like, okay, Mickey. Gosh, Mickey, this isn't right. He becomes Doug
Nick-
Walker.
Mickey Mouse is the kind of person who would get upset if you tried to take his gun.
I mean,
Sometimes I think about like the Kid Cuisine, like like penguin just coming in through my door like with the cheese blaster.
Like,
Hi,
no.
Randy.
I wanted to punch that penguin in the face when I was a kid. I just hated his attitude.
Yeah.
Eh.
He was
How dare you be overly enthusiastic about microwave meals?
Those microwave meals were disgusting.
They-
Holy shit.
Yeah.
were.
That was the worst one. Lunchables with the freaking chicken that tastes all watery and
Oh.
Dude, I remember one time a couple of times actually I got those kid cuisine things because I didn't fucking learn my lesson. I thought it might be good this time. One time I watched all of the other reindeer and I fucking vomited up the chicken. Then the next time I watched it was when they played Justice League The New Frontier on Toonami or whatever. The brownie was just the driest thing in the world.
That brownie looked disgusting. I never ate that.
That food.
It was so disappointing, man.
Not even Lighthouse Mission people would eat that.
Kid cuisine is the kind of food that you would eat. It's kind of like the same thing as like how I see McDonald's or Taco Bell or fucking.
That's why Willem Dafoe went crazy in the Lighthouse. It's because they made him eat kid cuisine. That's all they had up there.
I don't want kid cuisine. You eat it.
I call like food like
that's
that.
what him and Robert Pattinson had up there.
I call like food like Taco Bell. I call that tour food because like you'll only eat it when you're on tour.
That's
So
fair.
like Taco Bell or McDonald's or
Well,
food
any
like
of them.
cuisine, in my opinion, I always consider them your give up on life food, or like you only eat them because you feel so shitty about yourself.
But because like it's the
Yes, I
only
love
thing.
Taco
We
Bell.
don't feel
Wait.
that.
Hold on. Let CatBit talk.
Like most of the people I always see eating at McDonald's are like the saddest people I've ever seen around. It's like
You found out your wife was cheating on you? Don't worry. We have a McDouble for you.
That's one big ass meal. That's one fat
Your
ass
kid is
meal.
now in juvenile hall for stabbing somebody? Well, we got a 10-piece for you.
You have a point, because that's the only time when I get KFC is when I'm horribly depressed, and I'll just be like, Mom, please, just drive up and get me some KFC.
I never
had a bad day.
I never liked KFC. Their food just seemed like
KFC
crap
is
to me.
gross.
I always just prefer Popeyes or Church's.
KFC destroyed my insides one time.
Oh yeah,
Put
didn't
me
you
in
tell
the
us
hospital.
that sounds like a you
Like,
problem?
no, because like this is something I noticed with like KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut, since but not only are they owned by the same parent company, it's also the fact that every time I eat there, my insides get destroyed and like I'm bleeding out of my ass for 3 days because of it.
Oh
That
god.
should come with the tagline for the restaurant.
I don't know why. You just remember this one time I once took a shit and I thought I was bleeding blood. Turns out I was actually drinking a whole bunch of fruit punch from the Kool-Aid.
Amazing.
Kappa, have I ever showed you this video called Don't Eat at Joe's?
Don't eat a Joe's. Oh god, why do I feel like I might enjoy this video?
Oh, basically, it was an early like YouTube video I used to watch all the time. It's about like this poorly 3D model just puking and shitting.
Oh, I remember you showed me that. I was like, wait, what's this? If I saw this when I was a kid, I would have laughed my little butt off.
Oh yeah, I love the fuck out of this. And I would show everybody.
You know, you just remind me random of this time whenever I would show my friend Fierce Crows, who was a magnificent artist.
Mhm.
I would show her this video to mess with her. It's this Humpty Dumpty video so it's basically this red rabbit and this bear are hanging out with this guy because he's feeding them milk, and he's like, I want to turn, give me a turn. He turns to an egg person for some reason, and he starts eating. Like, I don't know, it's just a really weird video. I recommend it.
Well, I want to say to you guys, I hope you all have a safe Halloween this year if you ever decide to go out. And this has been Comfy Couch. I'm CatBit. Who are you guys?
I'm Shane, and I want candy now.
I'm the Trench
What?
Man, and trunk or treats are still cool.
What's a trunk or treat?
It's literally trick or treating out of somebody's car. I know that's a red flag, but
Wait, hold on. That's a thing?
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
thing.
What the hell? I want that.
Yeah, no,
Well,
like it'll like happen in like church parking lots and stuff.
never mind.
Never.
Lol.
What about you, Randy?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm Random Heary, and I'm gonna go into like the hole again. That's where I belong.
It's okay. I'll come out there to give you some food. Well, I'll get you a nice family store-owned slice.
Make sure you stay like over the line. Don't go over the line because like I don't like that much distance between people.
He'll shoot you like that scene in South Park.
No, they'll just
Cartman's
table
soaking.
maul me. He will maul you.
It's not a Corona thing. It's a people thing.
Lol.
You were that way when I was in New York, but
Anyway,
yeah.
anyway, this is Comfy Couch. Happy Halloween, everyone.